Right, so this is getting a bit all consuming now. I keep checking on the VRM and it's just not picking up. It's just not enough PV. So we've really reached a make or break point in this winter challenge of trying to keep our generator off all winter. We're down to 12% batteries and it's predicted to be cloud all day today. We have one ace up our sleeve left, so we're going to have to try and use that today, and that is using our EcoFlow River 2 Max. We're going to try and survive on that as best we can today. We're going to switch from our batteries, let the batteries have the day to try and charge up as much as possible, use that 1000 watts from the EcoFlow River 2 Max, and then we will see if we can keep the generator off. So we're finding that we're draining about 10% of our batteries through the night with radiators to keep batteries warm and lights on to stop children being scared of the dark. So we're finding that we're draining about 10% each night. Realistically, that means that we need to get to 22-23% tonight, so we need to put 10% into these batteries today. If we don't put 10% into these batteries today, the generator's going on. Thank you to EcoFlow for sponsoring this video. So this is the state of affairs at the moment. We're down to 12%. We've got a load of about 102 at the moment. We're going to get the EcoFlow on soon so that cuts that right down. And as you can see, PV charge at the moment is next to none. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, so should be a lot more than that by now, even in winter, and it just isn't. We're just not getting the PV today. So yeah, worried. I'm worried about today. I think today is gonna be a problem. Let's get this EcoFlow on. So as you may already know, EcoFlow sent us this River 2 Max to review a little while ago, and we did our review video, and since then we've been trying it out on a more long-term basis and seeing how we get on, and we're getting on with it really well. It was really good timing that we got it just before we started our winter power challenge, and so far it has been really useful. So Fraser did a review going through all of the features, and I'm not going to go all through that now, but I will tell you a few things I really like about it from my perspective. EcoFlow have pitched this as something that you can take camping, something you can use when you're out and about. Obviously for us it's a little bit different because we live off-grid all the time, and so it's something that we can utilise through day-to-day life, and if you live off-grid it might be something that you can use as well. It might be useful to you. So a few features that I really like. For me personally, it's really manageable size-wise and weight-wise. It's light. It's got a really fast recharging speed of 1 hour. On the spec it says that you get 3,000 plus cycles using this, which can be up to 10 years usage, which is amazing. Usage wise it's really straightforward. Display is really nice. Got a clear display of the percentage you've got left. It shows you what's coming in and what's going out watts wise as well. But the winner for me is the fact that it displays how many hours of usage you've got based on the watts that you're consuming at that time. Fraser and I were saying we actually really wish our main solar power system had that capability as well, because just being able to know if you carry on like this you've got another 15, 16, 27 whatever hours, that would be a huge help. Another top feature for me is the fact that it has an app that you can use in order to monitor it. So when I am in the house with my 2 children and I'm running the house from this is up here in the loft of the barn with all of the solar stuff and all of our other system. And because I have 2 children who I'm looking after, I can't keep running up here and climbing the ladder to see how it's getting on. So when it's up here doing its thing, that means I can be back in the house with the children. I can be monitoring it via the app. It's showing me all of the statistics, which it shows on here, so I can see the percentage of charge, I can see the load that is being used via it, and I can also, most importantly, see the amount of hours that it's predicting it's going to be able to run for based on the watts that I'm using at that moment in time. So thank you to EcoFlow for sending this to us. It's been really useful and we've used it loads, and if you think it could be useful for you as well, then click the link in the description below. The EcoFlow is running our house at the moment, and as you can see it's giving us the information as to how many hours it can last. 9 hours going at this rate, 74% charge still, and the load is currently 21 watts, which is not much at all. So really pleased to see how we've managed to cut down the load from our house, really good. But yeah, so this is an absolute lifesaver today, and hopefully this will give the batteries a chance to get some power into them, and that will mean that we don't have to turn the generator on. Right, so this is getting a bit all consuming now. I keep checking on the VRM and it's just not picking up. And we're still hovering about that 12%, but I think at the moment, let's have a look. Let's have a look. It's taking ages. It's dropped to 11%, okay. I promised Fraser that if it got to 10%, I would turn the generator on. Oh, we've got 393 watts coming in on the PV. It's just not enough. So I can't quite believe it. The children have been down for a nap. Grace is still sleeping and Albie's just woken up. And then I look out the window and there are the panels in direct sunlight. Look on the VRM, we're bringing in over 2,000 watts, which is amazing. So the percentage of charge is going up, and if it carries on like that, maybe, just maybe, we will get through today. Then the forecast is better and hopefully we might last even another week, so fingers crossed. There you go, would you look at that? Blue sky and a bit of sunshine. Okay, so we're 10 days in and we've managed to claw through this far without putting the generator on, which is great. We had a couple of close calls, but the weather's set to improve now, so we're hoping that we should be able to get through another week without there being too much drama. So the highest the batteries have been so far in December is 65%, which was on the 9th, and the lowest that they've been is that 11% that we showed you earlier. We've had some really good PV days the last few days, so we've had one that we bought in 12.14 kilowatt hours and another where we bought in 11.67 kilowatt hours. All in all, consumption has not exceeded production for the solar, so we have generated 51 kilowatt hours and we've used 39 kilowatt hours, so I'm really pleased with that so far. That's a really strong start considering how cloudy it's been, and hopefully, yeah, it will continue. Yeah, so we've had a disaster of a night. We managed to charge up to 55%, woken up this morning and we're 16% now. Yeah, so really bad news. We've lost over 20-30% because it was cold. The solar and the batteries are really struggling. So we've given it a few hours and